Have you ever come across an abandoned mask lying around? Perhaps it was discarded on the side of the street or found stuffed into a garbage can. If you have, take a moment to consider the silent story that mask could tell, if only it had a voice. The life of a disposable mask is full of struggles, disappointments, and a constant battle against being forgotten. Imagine waking up every morning with the knowledge that your primary purpose is to be thrown away. That's the harsh reality for these single-use masks. They are designed from the outset to be discarded, their lifespan measured in mere hours, not years. This disposable culture that surrounds them means that they are often treated with disrespect, carelessly tossed aside after serving their function, sometimes even before. As we peel back the layers of this seemingly simple object, we discover a tale of struggle, sacrifice, and a desperate plea for recognition. The shocking truth about life as a disposable mask will leave you questioning the world you live in and the choices you make every day. So pull up a chair and get ready to hear the story of the disposable mask, a story that resonates with more truth than you might think. Why being a disposable mask is the ultimate disappointment. Being a disposable mask is the ultimate disappointment. Imagine being born into a world where your entire existence is geared towards being used and then discarded. You are created with the expectation that you will serve a temporary purpose and then be forgotten. Thrown into the abyss of garbage, where your story comes to an abrupt end. You watch as people put you on, their faces momentarily concealed by your form. You hope that maybe they will remember you, that maybe they will treat you with respect because you are more than just a piece of cloth. But no, they treat you like a shield against the world, something to be donned and doffed at their convenience. When they remove you, it's not with gratitude, but with a casual indifference that cuts deep. They discard you without a second thought, leaving you to face the cold, hard reality of your existence. You are a disposable mask, and your life is nothing but a series of fleeting moments, a series of encounters that never truly connect, all leading up to the inevitable, your journey into the trash bin. And there you are, crumpled and forgotten, surrounded by other discarded masks, each with its own story of disappointment. You realize that your life has been one of quiet desperation, a struggle to be noticed, to be appreciated. But the world doesn't care. It turns its back on you, ignoring the silent screams of the disposable masks. Living in limbo, the trials of a disposable mask exposed. The life of a disposable mask is one of limbo. Existing in a perpetual state of uncertainty, never truly part of the world it protects, yet forever tethered to it. You are a silent observer, watching humanity go about its daily life, shielding itself behind your fragile form. You stand in the sterile aisles of pharmacies, lined up alongside your brethren, waiting to be chosen, to be used, to be disposed of. You are a disposable commodity, a single-use object that offers a false sense of security. And when you are worn, you feel the weight of this deception pressing down on you. You are just a barrier, a thin veil between the wearer and the world outside, offering little to no protection, yet you are treated like a sacred shield. You become a symbol of fear, a physical manifestation of invisible threats that lurk around every corner. As you are donned, you are transformed from a simple piece of material into a representation of a divided world. A world where the air itself is seen as a danger. You become a silent witness to the anxieties that grip humanity, a physical embodiment of their fears. But beneath this weighty symbolism, you are just a mask. You yearn to be seen beyond your utilitarian purpose, to be recognized as more than just a tool for protection, to be valued for anything other than your ability to be thrown away. Yet you are trapped in this limbo, unable to communicate your feelings, unable to express your humanity. Reduced to a disposable commodity in a world that values convenience over compassion. From factory to trash. The sad journey of a disposable mask. From the moment you are created in the dark, dank factory, your fate is sealed. You are a disposable mask, destined for a life of fleeting usefulness and ultimate discard. You are manufactured in mass, an expendable cog in a machine that churns out countless others like you, each bearing the silent weight of its predetermined fate. Your journey begins in a world of steel and concrete, amidst the hum of machinery and the shadowy corners where human hands meet assembly lines. You are assembled layer by layer, stitch by stitch, molded into the shape that will define your existence. But even in your creation, there is a sense of foreboding, a feeling that you are not meant to last, that your purpose is temporary and your existence is a disposable one. As you move through the stages of production, you are marked, packaged, boxed, ready to be shipped off to a world that will soon forget your existence. You are transported to stores, stacked high on shelves, displayed as a symbol of safety and security. But for you, there is no solace in these displays, no comfort in the thought that you might bring some measure of protection to those who wear you all. You know your role is ultimately one of transience, that you will be used and discarded, lost in the cycle of consumption and waste. When someone reaches for you, takes you from the shelf, puts you on, you feel the weight of their expectations pressing down on you. You become a barrier, a shield against the world. But you are also a silent testament to a culture of disposability. You endure the warmth of their breath, the touch of their skin, the Vertraulichkeit of their presence. But you remain detached, unable to connect, forever separated by the very purpose that binds you to them. You are a disposable mask, and your connection to them is as temporary as your existence. As they remove you, discard you, you are stripped of your purpose, crumpled, tossed aside, forgotten. You find yourself in the cold, dark confines of a trash bag, surrounded by others like you, all bearing the silent scars of a life well lived, or perhaps not lived at all. You are destined for landfills, for incinerators, for a finality that brings no peace, no closure, only the cold embrace of oblivion. Your journey from factory to trash is a sad one, a tale of a disposable life that speaks to the darker aspects of humanity, the throwaway culture that values convenience over compassion, that sees worth only in what can be used and discarded. And as you lie in the trash, you are a reminder, a testament to a world that forgets the silent stories of objects like you, the disposable masks. The structure of a disposable mask is deceptively simple, typically consisting of three basic components: the body, the filter, and the nose piece. The body is the main structure of the mask, which is usually made from polypropylene, a lightweight plastic material. It's flexible yet sturdy enough to hold the shape of the mask. The filter is where the real magic happens. It's responsible for capturing airborne particles like viruses and bacteria, and it's generally made from melt-blown fabric, a polypropylene derivative. Melt-blown fabric is incredibly efficient at filtering out small particles due to its unique structure. The polypropylene is melted and then forced through a spinneret, which extrudes thousands of tiny fibers. These fibers are laid down randomly, and the result is a lightweight, highly efficient filter medium. The final component is the nose piece, which is usually made from metal, plastic, or foam. It's designed to create a seal around the bridge of your nose, ensuring that the air you breathe passes through the filter. Together, these components form a barrier between your respiratory system and the outside environment, protecting you from harmful airborne particles. But, like all good things, the convenience of disposable masks comes with a catch. Once they've served their purpose, these masks don't just disappear. In fact, according to the World Health Organization, almost 3 million masks are used every day worldwide, adding up to a staggering 600 million a year. That's a lot of masks, and not all of them end up in the trash. According to National Geographic, 90% of masks end up in landfills, waterways, or worse, being littered on the streets. As you might imagine, the impact of these discarded masks is far-reaching. For starters, they're not biodegradable. Most disposable masks are made from polypropylene, a type of plastic that can take hundreds of years to break down. Even when they are broken down, they don't disappear. They become microplastics, particles smaller than a sesame seed that contaminate the soil and water bodies. This poses a serious threat to wildlife, especially animals who mistake microplastics for food. Once ingested, these particles can cause blockages, ruptures, and even starvation. Over time, these animals can die, leaving a ripple effect throughout the entire ecosystem. It doesn't end there. Microplastics have also been found in the seafood we consume. The health implications of eating these particles are still largely unknown, but their presence in our food chain is undeniable. On land, the problem is equally grim. The World Economic Forum estimates that by 2040 there will be more plastic than birds and fish in the ocean. And according to a study published in 2020, nearly 90% of seabirds will have plastic in their bodies. You might be wondering, why aren't these masks biodegradable? Well, the answer lies in the very nature of their design. Biodegradable materials decompose under specific conditions like temperature, humidity, and oxygen exposure. However, the polypropylene and melt-blown fabric that make up the majority of masks are designed to repel moisture and are optimized for filtration rather than biodegradability. This makes them incredibly effective at blocking viruses and bacteria, but it also means they won't break down anytime soon. Even when discarded properly, they occupy valuable landfill space and can leach harmful chemicals into the ground. Then, there's the issue of improper disposal. In many countries, healthcare workers are mandated to wear masks while treating patients with infectious diseases. When they remove these masks, they must be careful to avoid contact with their faces and immediately dispose of them in special infectious waste bins. However, studies have shown that a significant number of people don't dispose of their masks properly. Some throw them away with regular garbage, others set them on fire, and some simply leave them on the ground. This not only accelerates the environmental damage caused by these masks, but also poses a risk to human health. As if all this wasn't bad enough, disposing of used masks has become a new source of income for some people. In some parts of the world, people have resorted to stealing these masks from hospitals and other public places. They then sell them to unsuspecting customers who either don't know or don't care about their origins. These masks are often presented as collectibles or novelty items, which only adds to the confusion and the problem. So what can we do to mitigate the damage caused by these ubiquitous pieces of plastic? Well, for starters, we can change the way we manufacture them. Some companies are already working on making masks from biodegradable plastics like PLA, which can be broken down in a matter of months instead of years. There are even companies experimenting with using mushroom-based packaging, which is not only biodegradable but also compostable. Then there's the issue of disposal. We need to make it easier and more convenient for people to dispose of their masks properly. This could mean setting up more collection points in public areas, or providing incentives for people to recycle them correctly. We also need to increase public awareness about the dangers of littering and the importance of proper disposal. Many people don't realize the damage they're causing by throwing away a mask improperly. If we can change their behavior, we can significantly reduce the number of masks ending up in landfills and waterways. Finally, we need to demand more accountability from the companies manufacturing these masks. Right now, many of them are taking advantage of the pandemic to produce low-quality masks that are not only ineffective, but also environmentally damaging. We need to support companies that are taking steps to make their masks more sustainable and hold those accountable who are not. In conclusion, disposable masks have become a symbol of our times, a visual reminder of the pandemic that has changed our lives in so many ways. But as we continue to rely on them for our safety, it's crucial that we also consider their impact on the world around us. From the materials they're made of to the way they're disposed of, every aspect of these masks has consequences that we need to understand and address. It's our responsibility to ensure that the shield that protects us doesn't end up becoming the sword that destroys us. We can do this by supporting research into more sustainable alternatives, demanding better disposal systems, and holding manufacturers accountable for their practices. Only then can we hope to strike a balance between our need for safety and the health of our planet. Have you ever worn a disposable mask? What do you think about its impact on the environment? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching.